Now that we got all that mess fixed up from that alternator that failed and messed up the gear drive on there, we got all that taken care of. Now we got to take care of some air leaks on this MCI 7. It's got some serious air leaks. Had a really bad leaky brake chamber, and then we're going to finish up the kingpin on here too. Well, this brake diaphragm was in really bad shape. You can see how it was all cracked and messed up inside, so it was leaking, and there was a little bit of rust bubbles that we had to sand off the outside of the, it was just the tiniest amount of corrosion on there. We wanted to just clean it up. So put a new diaphragm in it, type 24, good to go. Went to Harbor Freight and bought a couple of hose reels. We're gonna add 2 additional hose reels to the other corners of the shop. Definitely need one by the buses where we air them up all the time. We really need an independent hose reel over there just for that.
Why don't we have him nervous?
Why don't you hold the ladder for him, Tyler?
I don't know if that's gonna help.
Well, stop him from sliding out across the floor.
I don't think that's his issue. His issue is how much it bangs. Don't worry, we're just getting started.
Is that fun?
Yep.
Yep. Wow. Go all the way through. That thing made quick work of it.
Okay.
Harbor Freight sent me this brushless drill. Hercules drill. They have a 5-year warranty on it. That's pretty impressive. And they sent me these bits too. And that bit just made nothing going through that plywood. I got that little screw tip at the beginning. It really sucked it right in. And man, that made fast work of that hole. That was pretty impressive.
I have to drill the second one.
Driving the bushing out here. We're using a socket.
I set an extension.
Oh, there's a shim line in there you might want to grab. Where? Before you damage it. So that's a Harbor Freight 1.25" socket, I think, and it fits perfectly to drive these bushings out. If you put it upside down, it kind of pilots it. That's how bad that bushing is. Well, the rust color isn't good if we clean it up. It'll get real solid when you finish. So we're gonna stick a pick in there and get the hole. Make sure that the grease comes out with grease on it, so you know that the grease hole that's in the old, that's lined up, so it'll take grease.
Yep.
This is the old bushing. You can see how much it's worn here.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you do the bottom. So do the same thing. Know that it's there, so you wanna put this in there.
You hit your finger.
Hurt.
Yep.
Because that one you got to go up higher to get the snap ring spot.
Yep, but it works.
Did you leave room for that cap plus the snap ring?
I'm not done yet.
Okay. That looks like it hurts, Jonathan. This is the reamer that we use to ream out those bushings for the kingpins. You can see this kingpin was completely shot. There was still grease done in this. I don't know really when the rust happened, but that eroded it bad once it started getting there. So yeah, kingpin no good. The reamer makes the fit just perfect on them, and it takes a few minutes, 15-20 minutes usually for us to do them, but you get a really nice fit. Okay, we got the hose reel mounted there, so it's by the door. We ran a PEX line all the way over to the other side, so it has air, so it is hooked up and working. And it's got it high enough where you walk in and it doesn't hit you in the head, but easy enough to just reach up and grab it. There's the second hose reel up mounted and ready to go right in the middle of the shop. It's a nice spot for it. We made a little male-to-male valve here, so when we add air to the buses usually have this type of fitting on them, so we can just plug this male-to-male in there, but we would just shoot out some air when we do that. So now that we have this valve, we can just take it, turn it off, turn it on without losing air. Nice. Yes, we have a bus calendar in the shop here too. One of our viewers from Sweden sent us this. It's got some vintage buses from Sweden, and it's pretty cool. So you'll see that in the background from time to time. So we don't just have car calendars hanging around. Yeah, you can see these bushings were worn pretty bad for the kingpins. So not only the kingpin had wear, but the bushings as well. Okay, so we're about 105. That's about 103 maybe. So yeah, it's about 2 PSI a minute. I'm gonna step and hold the brakes, okay? The initial surge there brought us to about 94, maybe 93. Came pretty quick there. And we're still about 4 PSI a minute with the brakes applied now. Maybe 5. Crap. 6. This is the R6 relay valve off of there. This thing's been leaking under there for a while. You can see it's pretty nasty. This, when you step on the brake pedal, this is what sends the air to the rear brakes. So you're not actually like stepping on the brake pedal and the air's not flowing all the way from the front pedal to these to get here. That was too long of a delay. So this always has the full air pressure at it ready to go, and as soon as you step on the brakes up front, it sends a signal to this and it starts to open the valve, and then the massive amount of air can flow from here to go immediately to the brakes. So you're not waiting for it to flow all the way from the front of the bus to the back of the bus to get to the brakes. So it's called a relay valve, obviously, so it relays the air pressure. But it's been leaking, so hopefully this will take care of our last air leak. This thing was very hard to get to on there. It's not in the easiest spot, and the bolts, you couldn't really get to it with anything other than open and wrench and just turn it a 1/16 of a turn at a time. But yeah, that's pretty nasty. So we're gonna clock it with the new ones here and get this put on, and this should be our biggest air leak still. Well, we had 3 days of ice storms. So 3 different ice storms came through one day after another, and the trees are just covered in ice around here. So it's kind of pretty to look at. The solar panels are covered in ice, and as it's going to start melting here, you're going to start hearing all kinds of noises in the background of ice ripping off of the ceiling. This is the new brake valve here, the relay valve. We need to take the top off and rotate it 90 degrees in order to have the plumbing line up correctly on it. Other than that, everything looks good. One of the holes is a different size. We got to put an adapter fitting in it, but 50-year-old parts, it's hard to come by. I'll get a core charge back for it. That'd be ice sliding off the roof today. We had an ice storm around here last night. Last 3 days, actually. It's finally starting to melt. That's funny with the ice melting. Snap on 1-inch socket. Broken. Definitely got 2 fractures in it. I'm gonna step on it one more time. Oh, we're getting too low now to do this test. Let's just check it though. Okay, I'm gonna release. Oh, you get hurt? He was just holding his knee like banged it or something. I'm gonna end this video with a little bit of a treat. It's when the Farm Hands, so Tim, the guy that owns this bus, they have a bluegrass group called the Farm Hands, and they played our rally that we had here. They did a live concert out here for everybody, and I'm gonna use a couple of their songs. Tom Feller, the guy who wrote our theme song, performed 2 songs with them. So Tom's the guy singing on this, and then the Farm Hands is the group playing. I can't use the Farm Hands music because their stuff is copyrighted, and I'll lose my monetization on the channel if I breach the copyright stuff on that. So but this is the Farm Hands doing a live concert, 2 of the songs, the Bus Grease Monkey songs with Tom Feller. And if you want to get a chance, go support these guys. You know, they have a bluegrass group. They travel the country. You can, book them for a county fair, or, if your town has a festival or something like that, go check these guys out. Maybe if you want interested in buying one of their CDs or something like that too. I'll put a link in the description to their website, but it's the Farm Hands. Go check them out. They got to get a new windshield for their bus, so they could sell a few CDs to do that.
Give me a hand, all right. Now, we got a treat for you. Now, the guy that wrote Scott's theme song is here tonight, Mr. Tom Feller. And we're going to have him come around and sing that for you. He's a wonderful writer. He got another song in it that you got to hear. It's a good one. But he wrote this song, and he was the one that got me connected with Scott. He said, "Have you seen this guy work on these buses?" I said, "No." He said, "Man, go check this out." He said, "This guy knows what he's doing." And so I went and checked out the videos, and I said, "Man, he does. I can tell when somebody's working on something if they know what they're doing. They just the way they work, I can tell." And so I contacted Scott, and he's kept us on the road many a time, and I appreciate you so much. But we're going to have Tom come around and have him sing this song I know you're going to enjoy. What do you call this song?
It's actually called, we call it the Bus Grease Monkey theme song, I guess. And I'm going to give you I'm not making any excuses or anything, but I've only sang this like twice since I recorded it 2 years ago. So please bear with me if I sing words that you don't recognize. It's probably just because I don't know.
So you'll make up some
I'm just making up as I go. I'm going to try my best to get the right words, but I also had to rewrite this song 3 times because, there was no such thing as a 40s. Pre-war 40s. So, you'll have that. But anyway, I'm going to try to get through this and the best we can, and then we'll see how it goes. So, all right, here, see him loading up his tools, check the air with all those duels. It's that Bus Grease Monkey, don't you know? Well, he's got a long hot ride, and old Lenny in the silver side. Get that Bus Grease Monkey down the road. Well, he's got that hammer down and that 47 hounds. That Bus Grease Monkey, don't you know? He travels all around and he's coming to your town. That Bus Grease Monkey, don't you know? See that 4104 with the propped up engine door. Watch that Bus Grease Monkey do his thing. 30 years behind that barn, cause they don't run worth a darn. Watch that Bus Grease Monkey make it sing. He knows in Detroit there's no doubt, upside down and inside out. It's that Bus Grease Monkey, don't you know? Saving buses far and wide in that old blue silver side. It's that Bus Grease Monkey, don't you know? Now he's moved his family to the hills of Tennessee. Watch that Bus Grease Monkey make his home. The bus is back to life with the help of his dear wife. Watch that Bus Grease Monkey get it done. But he's got that hammer down and that 47 hell. It's that Bus Grease Monkey, don't you know? Saving buses far and wide and only the silver side. Get that Bus Grease Monkey on the road. Well, it's that Bus Grease Monkey, don't you know? It's that Bus Grease Monkey, don't you know? Yes, sir! Well, I might have missed 1 or 2 of you. I think you're up pretty close. Scott, if you got just a second, come on up here for just a second. I got a little surprise for you. So I got a little something I want to present to you, and this is my blanket from the bus. I was trying to keep this hidden, but this is a little plaque that I want you to put up in your shop if you want to. This is dedicated to you. It is a golden album. We've now sold 25 copies. Get Scott in here. Tim.
That's great. I didn't even know about that. That's pretty good. Yeah, he's gonna do another song. Now, you got to understand, we have never done this song, and I've just heard it once. So he's going to do another one that he has written. Let him tell you about it.
Well, I got another surprise for you, Scott. I wrote another song earlier this week, actually last weekend, and I recorded it earlier this week. I'm going to be sending it to you, but I want to play it for you live first. This one, we might sell 45 or 50 of these if you're lucky. So, there's a couple of things that inspired me to write this song. One of them was, we've had, 3 buses now that haven't made it up the hill? So there's one inspiration that I had.
Kelsey said, well, that's a heavy hill down there. How do these buses get up? And I said, they're in good shape, but they don't get up the hill.
That's right. So the other thing was, it's been a while since I've heard anything about it, and don't feel obligated by me doing this, but I've kind of named your property here. So there was some talk on YouTube a while back and Patreon about what the property should be named, and I really don't care what it's named. It's your property, but anyway, here's a song that might influence your decision on it. I don't know. We'll see how it goes here. I'll go ahead and kick this off. It's cheaper than that. And the trees from a mile away, well, you can hear them play as they climb that hill with ease. Well, at the top of that mountain, there's a new life waiting for those who can make the run. If they can make it to the top, Scott will put them in the shop till their new life has begun.
bring Kelsey around. He's gonna do our